Hey, welcome to the Top Shelf Home Mixology channel, and we're gonna be making a Manhattan cocktail today. I'm gonna be showing you how I do it, and I'm gonna give you a few tips and tricks to be able to make your own and nail it off every time the way you like it. So first things first, I'm gonna take a mixing tin because that's a stirred cocktail. You don't wanna shake that one. You wanna be able to stir it. So if you don't have a mixing tin, it's not really a problem. You can use either a pint glass like this or a Boston shaker thin. They both go on there. Very cheap, very affordable. Just grab whatever spoon you have and that's gonna be fine. So you have your tin. First thing you do, you're gonna take bitters. In this case, classic Angostura. And in the Manhattan, you're gonna do 2 dashes. Sometimes I do 3 or 4 depending on how I feel like, but right now, it's gonna be 2 dashes of Angostura. The second thing we're gonna do is we're gonna be using an Italian sweet vermouth. In this case, I'm using Cocchi di Torino. You can use anything you want. You can use Cinzano Rosso, Martini. Hey, why not go French? Ditch the Italian, use a French vermouth. Dolin Rouge, works really well. And let's put 1 ounce of Dolin, not Dolin, actually, but Cocchi di Torino in here. Also, important thing, I know the Manhattan is a cousin of the Martini, but please don't skimp on the vermouth because that's what's making a Manhattan. You don't want to have like as little vermouth as possible. You're making a Martini, so be generous with it. I stick normally to 2 ounces of whiskey to 1 ounce of sweet vermouth. And if you want to play around with that, maybe like 3/4 or 1 ounce and 1/4 of vermouth, it's up to you. I prefer, at least personally, 1 ounce of vermouth to 2 ounces of whiskey. In this case, right now, I'm going to be using Woodford Reserve Bourbon. And that's also something else that when you're making your Manhattan, you need to decide. Do you want to use a bourbon that's going to be more rounded, more mellow, more laid back? Or do you want to use rye, which is going to be more crisp, spicier, a little bit more bold, a little drier? So depending on how you like your Manhattan, then you get to choose rye or bourbon. And if you don't know, you can mix them both as well. You can experiment with that and see what you like best. So right now, I felt like a mellow Manhattan, so I'm using this one. But obviously, depending on what you have, you can use what you want. All right, so now I'm gonna be putting some ice in here and stir that thing. Here we go. So if you wanna be able to gauge how diluted it is, then as you're mixing it, normally you go about, personally about 20, 25 seconds, depending. But what I do from time to time is I just, it's just a little bit too strong. It's gonna be like this. So you taste it, so you don't have to pour it all out and then realize it's not your liking and have to restart again. So once that's done, taking here, Nick and Nora glass, you can put your Manhattan in. So in a glass like this, Martini glass, Marie Antoinette coupe, anything you want. You can use a mug if you want to, but I'm keeping it classic with what I have. So Nick and Nora for me. There you go. And then, last but not least, you want to use as a garnish a nice Maraschino Cherry. In this case, I'm using Luxardo. You can use Filthies if you can find them, Luxardo as well. Just please don't use those neon red, neon green, crappy things, the cherries that you're gonna find at the supermarket. It's really not good. And you wanna give some respect to the ingredients that you're just using to build a Manhattan, so don't go and just turn that out with those cheap cherries. And so, this is how you make a Manhattan. There you go. If you found this video useful, give me a like. And if you want to be notified when I come up with a new video, don't forget to subscribe and click that notification bell. And in the meantime, I want to know, how do you make your Manhattan? So just put it down in the comments below, and I'm going to check those out. And until then, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.